Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. What's going on, everybody? Glad to see and hear you. Today was a sad day. We as friends and family, we buried we had the funeral services for Corrine. Corrine Center. May you rest in peace. We love you. And you know, to my nephew, Devon, he showed up very strong, just a strong voice today, and just and lose a mom is it's nothing like it, So I just want to let him know and let the family know that you know, we love and miss her already. All right, everyone. Today we're gonna talk about the NBA news in the NBA. Really, Charlie? Yeah. You may not agree with some of the things I may say today, so feel free. Say really, Charlie. But thanks for joining me. I'm here every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and just glad to be here. I love podcasting. Could do this every day if possible. It's always, but it's always good to be on the original podcast, the Really Charlie podcast. You can find me on Frequency Live on Sunday and WNB1 Radio. And I'm going to put the address and the website on the bottom line in a few seconds. And feel free, join WNB1 Radio. Put WNB1 Radio on your Apple and Android devices. And there's the logo on the top corner there. Just write it just as it reads, and or as you read it. And also go to WNB1.com. See, I'll put the website right up here real quick. So let's see. The craziest thing is this is a time of year I love, I love when football and basketball meet each other, and that way you're watching a game on Sunday, football game, and throughout the week you're watching basketball games, and that's the favorite part of my season. But secondly, it's the playoffs. That's when teams become teams. Everyone kind of just tightens the belt, and they're getting ready. They're getting um, ready for a game, as you could see earlier. Early in this playoff season, that the teams are ready to play, minus that Memphis game. Uh, but I will get into that. That that's a shame. Going to the playoffs and get beat up like that, with a so-called star of the game. What's up, Michael? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. I appreciate you. And you can find us on YouTube, Facebook Live, and LinkedIn. All right. So we're going to talk about the NBA, right? And I got some news. I got some things I collected in my notes. So I'm just going to spit them out. And feel free, add something in the comments if you want about the subject matter. So Duke star Cooper Flag declares for the NBA draft. Cooper Flag, considered favorite to be selected number one overall, has declared for the 2025 NBA draft. He is a forward known for his impressive skills on the court. And here, everyone in the country should have known of this kid. I mean, coming from Maine, he was just, he looked legit. And he got on the court. He showed that he was definitely that player. And Duke snagged him for 1 year, and he led in many categories. So on the team, and they just blew it at the end. But it looks like he's probably going to Utah, unless Utah has a brain freeze or something. But he'll be with the Utah Jazz. Utah, Maine, kind of same thing, man. He's going to fit in up there. He's going to be all right. Um, I think that Utah is they need a new legend. They need a new star, right? Things haven't been the same since Stockton Malone, and so good for them. Happy. That Danny Ainge in effect, man. He's probably gonna be gleam. He's probably gonna be glowing from ear to ear when he makes that pick. All right, the Thunder dominates the Grizzlies in Game One. The Oklahoma City Thunder won their playoff opener against Memphis by 51 points, the largest Game One margin in playoff history. They face the Grizzlies again. To believe it's tonight. Um, so here we are. You set a record for a loss, right? And Ja Morant was smiling. I mean, they talked about it on the various sports shows. This dude smiling like he's in the backyard and people hooping on the court, and like it's no big deal. But this dude's he's a millionaire. They're paying him millions of dollars to be serious. He takes it real serious when he's got to, show those guns and all that. But I don't know. I expected so much more from him. I truly admired his talent, and I just thought that he can take this league, and but he's not focused. Definitely not focused, and maybe he's just going to take his check and run, play for a few years, and that'll be the end of it. But maybe he gets a rude awakening if he gets traded after his contract. Dame Lillard, Dame time. Definitely needed him. Game one, Milwaukee lost, and he's returning to play after missing several games due to a blood clot in his right calf. Dame Lillard has been upgraded to questionable for Game 2 against the Indiana Pacers. He already said, there was a video, he said, I'm playing. For weeks, they didn't let him bounce around on the court and let him do anything. It's real serious. And here in Massachusetts or in the Boston area, we know how that feels, with Reggie Lewis and what he went through, and I'm just glad the guy's healthy and able to come back on the court, and he's got the okay to play. We lost Reggie Lewis, one of my favorite Celtics of all time, and it's too bad. But Dame, go ahead, man. Definitely one of my favorite point guards in the NBA, except when he's playing against Boston. Warriors win a thrilling game. Game one, the Golden State Warriors defeated the Houston Rockets in Game 1, thanks to a steady dose of Steph Curry and clutch performances by playoff Jimmy. Jimmy is that old Jimmy. He's playing like it. He's focused. He's making very, very crisp passes. He's kind of setting up people right. He's got his focus, and I'm glad. Maybe he needed that. Maybe, and that kind of goes back to Ja. Maybe Ja needs a new atmosphere. He's kind of just hanging around doing his thing, and maybe he does need a new atmosphere. So please share this podcast. Very, very important to the podcast and me that you share this podcast on your Facebook pages. I really truly appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, share the YouTube channel. Goes a long way when you share it. That way your friends and family see the podcast. They may not know me like you do, so it's very, very important that we do that. Let's see, just trying to make sure that the podcast is public on Facebook, and that way you guys will be able to share it. All right. So Steph Curry, I think he's got a new partner, right? With Jimmy Butler playing, and it seems like they're focused, they're ready, and Houston's no slouch, So Houston will definitely come back with a 1-2 punch, and they're going to be ready. But Steph is always ready. There's never a time that he isn't ready. At least I haven't seen it, so it's going to be nice. All right. So something's wrong here with the podcast on Facebook. I have to look, see what's going on here. My destination's all set, and all right. Well, let's check it out here. Check it out on my device over here, this phone. The so there was the playoffs have been awesome, after having a good March Madness with the NCAA, it was great to see that these playoffs are very, very competitive. I think, other than that last game, and I think this first series is going to be great for all teams combined, and so. All right, I'm good, man. I'm good on Facebook. I'm public. So share the podcast, as I said. All right, so Golden State up by 1, and so that's good for me. I mean, I like both teams. Like to see Houston do pretty well, but then I would have to, cancel out the Warriors, and I love Steph Curry in playoff time. So Celtic killer, as they say. The Knicks late run stuns the Pistons. That was in game 1, right? Turned an 8-point deficit into a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter in game 1, and then in game 2 they lost. Anthony Towns was nowhere to be found, man. Big bad, I don't know. The guy plays occasionally, 1 out of 4 games I think he plays, and that's not good in the playoffs. They need you every game, and makes me wonder why Big Shaq gets on him. Shaq's not in my graces right now with his little fiasco last week, but I won't talk about it. I don't want to do the politics thing. Here we're talking NBA. All right, so it's 1-1. Knicks, Detroit. Kind of old-fashioned game, old-fashioned type, playoff with those two teams. The Cavs reserves light up the Heat. Cavs reserves Sam Merrill scored 28 points in his playoff debut, shooting 5 for 8 from the 3 and 10 for 15 overall, and the Cavs won 21-100 game 1 victory. There's no doubt about that. Comes to the East, when you have the Cavaliers in Boston, you got to bring your A game every single game, and because they're doing well, they're reserves on both teams, and so you got to come ready. And if your starting five's not doing the job, it's going to be a long game. Michigan's Danny Wolf declares for the NBA draft. Michigan's 7-footer Danny Wolf has declared for the 2025 NBA draft, foregoing his remaining eligibility. He averaged 13.2 points and 9.7 rebounds per game this season. Definitely a good pickup. Where he's going to go, I don't know. He's probably, the teams that need him, not definitely not on the lower standings of each league. I think some of the other teams he would fit very well. So I think when he goes to some of those other teams, he's just going to be lost. But we'll see. The Hawks part ways with GM Fields. The Atlanta Hawks have parted ways with general manager Landry Fields and promoted Anshe Sala to the top spot. Um, yeah, they needed something. I think Atlanta has digressed, and something needs to be done over there. Um, no matter what coach goes in there, it still ends up being that same team. Trey Young is he does it throughout the season. He does his job, but he's definitely don't have too much help. NBA awards finalists announced. The finalists for the 2024-25 NBA awards have been announced, and fans can vote for their favorites. So go on NBA.com and vote for your favorite players, and that way that can be announced. And also the NBA power rankings for the playoffs has been announced. But and guess what? It's OKC, Celtics, and Cleveland. Do anything different in those top three. You can range them any way you want. It's those top teams, and only because the hype about the Lakers. Guess what? They lost. Shouldn't. They wasn't ready. It wasn't ready, and I don't care how much experience on it. That showed their play showed that they wasn't ready. Um, talk about my Boston Celtics. They secured. No, that's not right. That's not right. Well, they beat Orlando 103-86. A victory over Orlando Magic. Orlando was not shooting well, and the Celtics knew that history, and they just let them shoot. And you know they can Wagner and they let him score. They let the other big power forward there, first pick of the draft last year, and they just let them score, you know, and they needed other players from Orlando to step up, and that wasn't the case. So hopefully, come tomorrow, same thing happens, and the Celtics definitely did well with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. They combined for 33 points. Usually one of them scores 33 points. So that was a down game for them. However, they didn't need much because Derek White and Peyton Pritchard did well. Derek with 30 points and Peyton with 19. Uh, Definitely a great start. I was very happy. I talked about OKC. The Thunder dominated Memphis Grizzlies by 51 points, the largest margin in a single first round playoff game. This performance showcases their strength as a potential juggernaut in the Western Conference, and we knew that. I don't care if they beat Memphis by 10 points. That's what they're supposed to do, and they did their job. Denver Nuggets overcame the Clippers in game one, squeezed that out. They end up winning. Great defensive play by Westbrook. He said he knew the play. He definitely jumped on it, and that was good. That was definitely good. But now it's 1-1 because the Clippers came back the next game, and Kawhi Leonard did an outstanding job. Outstanding job. He didn't miss too many. I think it was 4 shots all game, but he was on fire. Minnesota Timberwolves and Preston, they were impressive in their game one against the Lakers, which, yes, they were impressive. They definitely came out, and said, we're ready to play. And they turned it up a notch. Was it going into the third quarter? So that's good. Edwards, Ant-Man, he got fined, man. He got fined. Was it 50 grand? And so gonna go to a charity. Sometimes I get it. You get angry, and some players may say, "Hey, I'm gonna donate anyway, so let me just get my money's worth." And I'm just glad he wasn't suspended a game. Hopefully he gets a little bit stronger and a little tougher. and don't let those fans get to you. Just do your talking on the field, on the court. New York Knicks rallied and defeated the Pistons game one, as we mentioned, with a decisive 21-0 run in the game, and they definitely put the clamps on. But Detroit came back. Cab Cunningham. We talk about it here at WNB1. Um, he's just he's a tremendous star, and he's going to be good in the NBA for a long time. All right, let's see. Milwaukee Bucks. We talked about Dame Lillard coming back. Which Giannis does need somebody, and Dame should, without missing a beat, definitely give them about 25 points, which they need. All right, let's see. I got some other notes here somewhere. No, that's about it. So feel free. Come into the comment section. You have something you want to talk about, let me know. And slowly but surely getting this home studio in gear. I can't wait till it's all set up, and probably be inviting some people to the house, man. Do some podcast on the top floor here. So my buddy there, Mike Samayo, I hear you out there. He's got a great book out there. It's coming out audio. He's got an audio book. It's going to be great. A lot of basketball stories. But we'll have him on the podcast, and I'll be sharing some of the links where you can purchase his book, and so can't wait. Akushnett Mass's greatest basketball player in my eyes. He's done well, and his story is outstanding. 5 stars already by me. All right. So everyone, this is definitely pretty much the end of the podcast. But I wanted to give you some NBA news, and I'm gonna save that little logo that I have because it's real important. The NBA is going to be a topic for me throughout the next couple of weeks, so I'm just going to leave that in there. NBA news on the Really Charlie podcast. This week, WNB1 has, as they always have music for you 24 hours out of the day, but this Thursday, got to join them, man. You got to join B-Mags, Derek Casaccio, and Stephen Lopes, straight to the point sports talk. It's the draft on Thursday, so please join them. Definitely going to be a great topic as they give their opinions. I can't wait. They, like I say all the time, they bring it to their podcast. I like when they debate. Seems like football only gets them really intense. So when it comes to the basketball season, they're kind of they tone it down a little bit. And as a fan of the sports talk, you guys got to pick it up, man. Talk some crap, man. Throw the hats in the air. Get the fighting, man. Yeah, good. Lisa, thank you. Pritch won the 6-man award. Pritch, please. I love it. Pritchard has come around, man. He has come around to show that he's a team player. He took on a role that he, Joe Mazzulla had talked to him about, and that's basically just setting up his own shot, getting the ball up the court, playing some intense defense, and get shot ready. And he is shot ready. I think when his first year, he was trying to do that point guard role and also score at the same time, and he was shooting first, and that was my negative about him. However, this season you could see the maturity in him, his conviction for the team's success, and definitely his own success, because he has become a better player than year one. in year 2. So I am so happy with him. That's going to be something special. I don't know what they're going to do, but when his contract's up, they got to make some moves. But they can't let this kid go because he will be a Celtic killer. And guy teams like Miami are going to grab him, and no, we need to pay that dude. Yes, Lisa. Yes, we love this team. It's good to fun. Game 1 was excellent. The whole season was excellent. I am so happy that things are going on. You don't hear me much critiquing Joe Mazzulla, right? In the beginning, I was. When he came on, I was critiquing him. I just didn't think that he was doing the right thing. But after they won the championship and the success that they have now, I was like, I'm keeping my mouth shut. Who am me? Who am I to talk about an NBA coach like that? Right? He is definitely doing his thing. And when you see, Horford and Tatum and Jalen and Porzingis all listening to this dude, and when he's talking, you don't see them talking back like we seen a few years back, right? They are talking. They're not trying to get. They're just listening to the coach. And then when they do speak up, you see coach. He's intense. He's looking at them. He's not his head in agreement. He's definitely taking some pointers from the players also. So I am happy. I think they're going to be all right. Yeah, we got to keep. Lisa, you are doing me some good justice today. I love this comment. We got to keep JB and JT, which is definitely I agree. The Celtics would do their fans injustice if they trade one of these guys after having them so long, right? These two, regardless of their salaries, they need to stay right here. This is Boston's version of, well, like Utah with 2 stars, right? And Chicago with 2 stars with Jordan, Pippen, and Utah with Karl Malone and John Stockton. They stayed in place. Yeah, Jordan moved on. He that was poor ownership and general management that let him go, which is real stupid. One of the craziest things that ever happened. Next to the Luka trade, that Luka trade earlier, that was crazy. Then never thought he would be leaving Dallas. Well, anyway, so JB and JT need to stay in Boston, and that's the only jersey they should wear for the rest of their career. Even if one of them ends up being a reserve, I don't care. They need to stay in place. So Al Horford, the rumor is that he wants to play another year. So there's definitely some things that are going to be happening with the roster, and Drew Holiday. They talk about him. Got to keep Porzingis too. So it's going to be something, and I think the odd man out is going to be somebody like Drew Holiday, unless somebody like Horford decides that Horford's just going to step away and retire as is, And if that happens, then they can free up some money, and maybe Drew can hang around. It's going to be sad to see him in another uniform, which I hope not. But who knows? New ownership may say, I'm going to pay the piper for one more year, and then after 2026, he decides that he's going to move somebody, but it's going to cost him a lot of money. So great comment, man. I like it. Lisa, come on all the time. Doing what? Got 3 comments, 1, 2, 3, 5 stars on all of them. I appreciate you. All right, everyone. We're gonna end this podcast. I will be on Frequency Live on Sunday with Berto Carter and Derek Demers on Frequency Live. We'll be on the radio. We'll be on Facebook Live. We'll also be on the YouTube channel, the Really Charlie Podcast channel. Please like and subscribe to that. Lisa says Big Al has some gas in the tank. Yes, he does. He's one of my favorites, and not just a player, but a great person. He is. You could see that he's come from the mold of his dad. His dad was another great uh, representative of the NBA, and definitely did his thing. And he's very good. Between him and Big Poppy, it's Dominicans' greatest. Those are the icons that they like. Some few baseball players and everything that also, that. But the Dominican has gave us Al Horford, and we appreciate it. All right, everyone. Feel free. You want to come on the Really Charlie Podcast, send me an email, reallycharliepodcast@gmail.com, or hit me up on my personal page, Charlie Perry on Facebook, and or on YouTube, wherever. Just send me a message, and I'll get somebody on. Carl Lopes, I want to get him on. My friend Rico Correa passed away a couple of weeks ago, and so he wanted Carl Lopes on. So I got to reach out to Carl and get him on the podcast. And anyone out there, please listen. If you remember anyone from New Bedford's Ice Crew, it's a breakdancers that was here throughout the area doing their thing. I want the Ice Crew on the Really Charlie Podcast. So, guys like Decon and talk to your brother David. Get a hold of David. I told him already. Trey Lewis, Charlie Rujo, Mark Brittle, all you guys. May George Centil rest in peace, my buddy. There's so many of them that are still around that can tell some stories, and I want to talk about the breakdancing days in New Bedford and how they used to kind of pack the house. And there's a whole lot of other guys out there and girls that are doing their thing when it came to breakdancing. So feel free, if you want to come on, let me know. But I'm looking for the Ice Crew. So reach out to those members and tell them Charlie wants you on the podcast. All right, everyone. Until probably next week, next Tuesday, or unless something comes up in the news and I want to give you a flash podcast, I'll be back on. But join me once again this Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and we will be on Frequency Live. Got a great guest, Buddy Andre, who's also going to be the parade marshal this year for the Cape Verde Independence Parade in New Bedford. So we're going to have him on and talk shop about a few things. All right, everyone. Take care. God bless. And I'm going to end this podcast with my favorite intro song. Check it out. Critique it. We had to create a new one because I was getting flagged all the time with the old one. And I just couldn't do it anymore. All right, everyone. Take care. God bless.